what's funny about innovation? It's never just about what's new. It's about what finally works without giving you a headache. And that's exactly what's been happening across the internet computer ecosystem lately. From simpler cross chain deposits to encrypted messaging that actually respects your privacy, the ICP space has been buzzing. Before we get in, a quick note: if you enjoyed this kind of deep coverage on internet computer tech and the builders shaping decentralized applications, you can support Ledger Life with a small donation. All wallet details are in the video description below. Every bit goes into keeping this channel independent and focused on the projects that actually matter. Alright, let's talk about what's making noise this week. Let's start with something that's quietly game-changing. xFusion has launched a feature that gives every user a permanent 0x address, the kind Ethereum wallets use, but this one is tied directly to your internet computer principal. Why is that such a big deal? Because it means you can now deposit USDC from networks like Base, Polygon, BNB Chain, or Arbitrum and get ckUSDC delivered straight into your ICP wallet. No bridges, no weird conversion steps, no browser gymnastics. Now, ckUSDC itself is this chain key bridged version of USDC that lives natively on ICP canisters. What that allows us faster transfers, lower fees, and the ability to interact with other blockchains using ICP's chain key technology, which, by the way, remains one of the most advanced cross-chain solutions in Web3 right now. This update basically erases one of the biggest pain points users faced, having to juggle between EVM-compatible wallets and ICP addresses. By giving you a mapped 0x address that connects directly to your ICP identity, xFusion just made ICP a whole lot more accessible for people used to the Ethereum ecosystem. For those of you who have ever dealt with token bridging, you know it's not just about convenience, it's about trust. Every bridge introduces potential risk like bugs, misconfigurations, even operational mistakes that could affect your assets. So, while this new model simplifies everything, it's still important to understand the flow before moving large amounts. Think of it like this: xFusion's update gives you a faster highway, but you should still check the brakes before going full speed. That said, the impact on usability can't be overstated. If ICP wants to attract mainstream DeFi users, eliminating friction like this is crucial. And this step, mapping an Ethereum-style address to your ICP principal, is exactly the kind of bridge between worlds that actually makes sense. Now, while xFusion is making things easier for everyday users, something massive just happened on the exchange side. Binance, yes, the biggest exchange in the world, saw a surge in ICP withdrawals recently. And to keep up with that demand, they executed their largest ever hot wallet top-up. More than 5 million ICP transferred straight from cold storage in a single go. To put that in perspective, that's about $17.5 million worth of ICP moved across the internet computer in less than a second. The transaction fee is $0.00035. Yes, 35 10,000ths of a dollar. It's a powerful real-world example of what ICP can do. This isn't marketing fluff or a demo. This is a global exchange handling multi-million-dollar operations using the protocol's native efficiency. Now, it's unclear exactly why there was a sudden spike in withdrawals. It could be traders moving assets to decentralized platforms or large holders rebalancing. But either way, this kind of volume shows that interest in ICP is anything but quiet. And more importantly, Binance's handling of the event says a lot. In crypto, liquidity management is everything. Exchanges that can't move quickly risk downtime or failed transactions during heavy demand. So Binance topping up instantly and doing it through ICP's near zero cost, high speed infrastructure, it's a quiet reminder of what decentralized performance actually looks like at scale. For years, we have heard arguments that blockchain can't scale or that fees will always be a bottleneck. Well, ICP just moved millions of dollars for a fraction of a cent in under a second. That's not theory, that's execution. Now, let's shift from DeFi and exchanges to something a little closer to everyday digital life, that is messaging and privacy. A new app called Chronolock has launched, introducing what might be one of the most secure chat systems built on the internet computer. This isn't just end-to-end encrypted in the typical marketing sense. It's built with identity-based encryption and vetKeys. It's a cryptographic protocol developed on ICP. Here is how it works in plain terms. Traditional messaging apps often rely on centralized key servers or rely on user devices for encryption keys. That creates vulnerabilities. The app provider or even a compromised server could theoretically access user data. Chronolock flips that. Using vetKeys, it shifts key management into the decentralized infrastructure itself. Your encryption keys are derived and verified by subnet nodes on ICP, and not even the app or the nodes themselves can see them. It's like a privacy vault that manages your logs but never knows your combinations. One of the coolest things they have added is a QR code based chat initiation. So instead of sharing IDs or usernames that could leak data, you just scan a QR code and start a secure conversation instantly. It's simple, verifiable, and highly private. Chronolock's approach is a reminder that privacy tech doesn't have to be complicated for users. It just needs to work invisibly in the background. By using ICP's encryption infrastructure, they are making sure that not even the service itself can read your messages. Of course, as with any privacy system, users still need to stay aware. Encryption doesn't prevent social engineering or poor device security. But it doesn't mean that the infrastructure itself is in the weak link. You can actually try it out at the link given in the description below. And if you are someone who values privacy first design, this one is worth a look. And speaking of practical utility, let's talk about something every crypto user loves and hates at the same time. That is gas fees. Meet KongSwap, a decentralized exchange built on ICP that's tackling this issue head on with zero gas fee trading. That's right, you can swap over 200 tokens, including ICP and Solana, without paying a single transaction fee. Now, that alone would make headlines, but they are also offering staking rewards of up to 14% APY on Kong tokens while using ICP's ChainFusion technology for cross-chain swaps. What does that mean for users? You can trade between major blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana without using a third-party bridge. That's not just convenient, it's a security upgrade. Bridges have historically been the single biggest attack vector in DeFi. Billions have been lost through poorly managed or centralized bridging mechanisms. By removing that layer, KongSwap reduces one of the major risks associated with cross-chain liquidity. The platform's design also stays true to decentralization, where users maintain control of their assets, execute trades directly from their wallets, and don't have to rely on intermediaries. Now, none of this makes it risk-free. DeFi still has its own dangers, from market volatility to smart contract bugs. But KongSwap's design philosophy feels like it's aimed at everyday users who want DeFi access without the technical overhead. And that's what stands out here, the simplicity. No gas fees, no bridges, no waiting hours for transactions. Just direct, fast, and cheap cross-chain activity powered by ICP. If you would like to stay updated with more weekly stories like these, covering real development updates, not just price talk, make sure you are subscribed to Ledger Life and sign up for our newsletter on Ledger Life. And again, if you found this breakdown helpful, feel free to support the channel through the donation details in the description. It helps us keep building independent coverage around decentralized tech and the internet computer ecosystem. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious, stay decentralized, and I'll see you in the next one.